Let's say you've been rejected by someone, or you fear rejection and you're battling that insecurity within yourself. You're battling old wounds that are coming up to haunt you. And maybe once you've gone through healing those wounds, once you've felt through them, you can see the truth, the reality of the situation. You can see your magnificence. You can see your beauty. You can see how much you shine and glow. For example, I imagined myself as a goddess. It doesn't matter if someone rejects you. That doesn't diminish your value or your worth in any way. And if you think about it closely, does it really bother you whether someone likes you or not, whether someone is in love with you or not? Being self-assured of your own worth is completely separate from others' opinions of you. I realized that this pain of rejection or fear of rejection that may trigger abandonment wounds or attachment issues or any emotional wounds, they stem more and they have to do more with your own emotional wounds and insecurity, and doesn't have much to do with the other person at all, besides them triggering that within you. I started to see that the hurt I felt when I was rejected or felt rejected had more to do with mistaken beliefs about myself. I started to see how that deep emotional pain that is triggered by rejection or feeling rejected, for me it had more to do with my father, how he would devalue women, devalue my mom, and diminish my feelings and devalue me. He would refocus all the attention on himself and prioritize everything that he wanted. We had to walk on eggshells and cater to his whims. And this was so normal, I didn't realize how much damage this did to me. As I started to realize the impact that my father had on me in creating these limiting beliefs about myself, beliefs about not being worthy of love and not deserving, always struggling with believing in myself, I was so angry that I had to adopt that belief that I wasn't valuable, wasn't deserving, and wasn't worthy in order to accommodate my father growing up. And those beliefs helped me to survive that environment. It was really painful for me seeing the pattern of attracting predatory men who were attracted to that part of me that would be subservient or accommodate the kind of man my father was. And I cried about it, about having to fend them off, and that fear of speaking up about it. My experience of having my feelings diminished and invalidated, having to deal with an inner child who is afraid of being punished if I speak up about it. There was that threat of me being a bad person for speaking up and revealing someone else's sins. And there was this coercion to keep up appearances. You couldn't upset him because then his anger would come out. I had this wound of desperately wanting to be loved, doing everything and anything possible to try and be worthy of that love. So I would feel feelings for men who were not capable of ever returning that love. And I had this pattern of trying to get them to love me, to unconsciously try to heal that wound to unconsciously try and heal that wound with my father. And I saw how that feeling of rejection mirrored that wound back to me. That person wasn't hurting me. They were revealing that wound within myself to be healed. While crying this out and feeling that struggle, I realized that part of my work here in this life is being that high priestess, being that intercessor between the heavenly realms and the earthly realms. Healing those wounds is part of that work, and it's so powerful. It felt so painful to work through that and feel that fully, but it is so freeing, and it releases you of bondage. So give yourself credit for all the work that you're doing, and acknowledge that you are powerful and incredible and amazing.